Mayonnaise and germs. It's everything you want. It's nothing you need.
Oh my God, we're back.
Back from hiatus.
Hiatus ex
Hiatus
hiatus.
as in technical difficulties.
Illness and scheduling
bit,
and
whole
other
bunch.
conflicts kept us at bay for a few weeks, but you can't keep a good thing down. But we're not a good thing, but here we are. A lot has happened since we've been gone.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con is currently happening.
Technically hasn't happened.
It's happening,
it's happening right now.
Well, yeah,
in
but
the-
it hasn't. Well, he said a lot of stuff has happened since we were gone.
We getting into
Yeah, Comic-Con started earlier today.
When did you
We've
become
been
an
gone.
English teacher?
So then
I could be a grammar Nazi. Like, in very
I
specific
see that.
locations.
You're
grammar's made up. So then there was METROCON.
METROCON happened, and
How was that?
I didn't go because
Eh.
I'm poor.
We went.
Ian and Jessica went. How was
Even though I
Metro-
offered you to pay half your ticket.
That's
We
not a-
had
that's
an
not a
extra-
full ticket now, is it? Actually, I had a press pass. I didn't go because I was sick. I
Are
had a
you
press pass
kidding
lined
me?
up. But
We're gonna try out for
I
next
had,
year's shows.
I had disease. We're gonna try it for next year's shows.
Well, Ian and I are
What does that mean?
the
chess match?
masquerade and the chess match. Yeah.
The chess match. I watched it for the first time. Like, that's. Pretty
Oh, so
cool.
you haven't seen
no,
it
the,
before?
the chess match is pretty
I've heard
cool.
about it and stuff.
I
like
understand
that.
they had a
I've never
new-
actually been like there live.
I guess they have a
to
new
see it.
director this year.
was
apparently.
really
So I
fun.
know.
I don't know.
I think it was last year, or the year before they started a new arc, because like they have like it's basically like a live action anime where they're having
Yeah.
arcs.
Yeah,
I got
Well,
to
I mean,
see
they've
the
always-
end of one arc and now the start of a new
but
arc.
apparently this one's shorter,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
but,
Yeah,
it was
not everybody fought. Like
Yeah, no.
Waluigi didn't fight.
Yeah, that was
Fine.
disappointing.
interesting, but I've heard if you go to the METROCON Facebook page, which by the way, hi METROCON Facebook page, because
Hi.
we're gonna send this your way. I've heard both great, stunning reviews of METROCON this year. Oh, best METROCON I've ever been to. And I've also heard this was absolutely the worst METROCON I've been to. I'm never coming back again. Not really. They'll still come back.
But
They'll-
that's mostly
Yeah,
They
right.
always
We'll
come
still
back.
be there.
They
that-
always come back.
that's mostly because of the convention center
right.
itself, though.
I've learned a few years back. I was kind of like, I think I'm done with METROCON. It's going downhill. And then I realized, no, I love METROCon, but I hate the Tampa Convention Center, and I'm over the Tampa Convention Center. Granted, I know it's a crazy world nowadays, especially with what just happened yesterday, which we'll talk about here briefly. But the rules and the security and everything else that's happening every year is just kind of, I feel like they're tightening more and more, and something needs to change.
I'm not really.
Yeah.
I just went there to go there, and so I didn't experience anything like extremely. Holy shit, that's good or bad. I just went.
You just went. You just hung out for a day. Or
I
2
mean,
days. You went
most of
2
the time
days.
I just play werewolf. For me,
Yeah.
is a
Y'all
time
mentioned
well
this.
spent.
What is werewolf? Y'all mentioned
Yeah,
this.
do you know Town of
have you ever
Salem?
heard of Town of Salem?
Yes.
It's
It's
that.
basically that.
I don't know what that is. I know of the town of Salem.
Have you played
Mafia, Town of Salem, Werewolf. They're all the
Why,
same.
like the video game?
Not the video.
Uh,
Well, you know,
Not the video game.
it's a game where every character, every person. There's like what 10?
What is it?
About 10
Are
characters.
you
I
RPing?
mean-
Is
No,
a
it
role-play
depends
game?
how many people there are.
Yeah.
I-
We
I
literally
played-
had like
I
30
mean,
I
played the
people.
Town of Salem video game anyway.
I
Yeah,
played.
that's
I
not
played
like
with
10
like
people.
70 people at once.
Anyway, it can be so many people, and there's typically 2 groups. In Town of Salem specifically, you had Mafia and you had Town.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, half the people represent the townsfolk, who are the good guys, and then the other half represent the evil mafia gang. And what
But
happens?
nobody knows anybody's
You
role.
don't know who's who. You have no idea.
So
Right.
pretty much how it happens. Okay, so explain werewolf. Oh, there's a villagers. They have some roles. There's a werewolf. They have some roles that like do it. You go. It's good at nighttime. The werewolves get to pick and kill a
and you
villager,
get murdered at night.
and then you wake up and then like,
And then,
okay,
oh,
okay,
that guy's
that
gone,
dead.
and
so
oh,
you
that
start
guy-
figuring it out because
and then you
people-
start piecing together.
Like, do you get a
who's-
card to be like, all right, you're a villager.
Yeah.
Here's a card saying
Yeah,
you're
you
a
get a
werewolf.
card.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
but you don't
Yeah.
let the other people know what you are.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
and-
you're RPing, you're role playing.
yes,
Yeah, you're
essentially,
okay.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And there's there's like a role called not the sage, the freaking the seer.
I was gonna
And the
say,
seer
yeah,
every
seer.
night you get to select somebody and you get to find out if they're a villager or werewolf.
Oh, neat.
We're gonna play it at home ec,
But the
come.
You can
important
sell
thing
them
is
out.
that the seer should never give out their information until like you know the last person
Now,
alive.
was this a panel or was this like an ongoing game? all
No,
weekend?
no,
No.
Dan and Austin, the guys who run it like every year, and they do the Whose Line Is It anime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I know that.
they did that like the whole
Okay.
fucking weekend.
Very
We just
cool.
played a lot of werewolf.
So if you were the seer, if you were to spot a werewolf, could you then be like, yo,
You
this
could-
guy's the werewolf.
you could
kill
tell
him.
people.
Yes,
kill
but
him.
but you tend not to do that because
Then
the
all
seer
the
is probably the
werewolves
most
will kill you.
seer
Yeah,
is the
then
most important
the seer
role.
can be killed too.
But I
Because,
mean,
okay,
what if
because if the werewolves find out you're the seer, they're gonna go for you. So because now you can't just like go around and try to pick and see who's who. the seer is probably the most important role.
Yeah.
Like the seer does not reveal himself until the end, until there's like one or
As
two
long as
left.
they don't die.
And
Oh my
then, and
God.
they're like, okay, hey, I'm the seer. This guy's a werewolf. This guy's a werewolf. Go for them.
One night I was literally the seer and a cult member.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun.
They should throw some vampires in there.
They have a vampire, yeah.
But with the
And
werewolves.
some of them, yeah, they've. that's
And
their
the
card.
mafia.
Well, Mafia's another game.
Just
Did-
put them all together.
Oh
Well,
God.
that's what the expansion's for.
Did you gotta buy the DLC pass for that?
Yo, speaking of expansion, later on, I'm going to talk about Final Fantasy.
God.
We'll get to that. But first, did you see any cool vendors?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of cool
Oh,
vendors.
There's
Retro
cool
Psycho's there every year. They're my favorite.
There's cool vendors, just not cool prices.
Yeah, well,
The
conference.
good old convention vendor premium will
Like
get
what's it
you
called?
every
Like,
time.
like I saw like, something I've been like looking for is Final Fantasy on Famicom.
Yes.
They have Final Fantasy 5 on Super Famicom. It was like $37.
Yeah.
Where I showed you like a day or two ago. I found
The eBay listing.
the eBay listing of FF4, 5, and 6 for the same price.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
So-
just like
I saw a Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask soundtrack, but like Japanese. So
And they were
Oh,
stupid expensive.
But they were
probably.
$80.
Yeah. Game soundtracks are still pretty expensive.
But, like the ones they had there for Final Fantasy were
But
like
they were
40
so
bucks.
pretty.
The one thing that I found that was really cool is like one vendor had all the Mega Mans.
That was cool.
All the Mega Man, like
Yeah.
the original run.
like
All Mega
NES
Man.
and SNES.
Oh wow.
Like not like
Wow.
1 through 8 on the original, like, and then of
I
course
love 8.
the
1 through
the Famicom covers for Mega Man are way better than
Oh, of course.
the ones we have here. We didn't get
Classic Mega Man 1 art cover is like the greatest piece of modern art in the world. What are you talking
Except
about?
for you.
Thank you.
it's just fat Mega Man like this.
Yeah, with a gun. Because apparently that guy had like a day to like. They're like, we just need you to draw this. It's a classic. It's better than the Mona Lisa in my opinion.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, with Famicom games, it's way cheaper than games over here. And not only that, with a lot of Famicom
typically.
games, for me, they have way better box art than.
Yeah, if you collect, especially Sega Saturn gets the short stick. Sega Saturn specifically, because it did so poor in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make many copies of games, and then there's a good chunk of games that just didn't get here at all.
Yeah.
So if you try to collect the U.S. library of Sega Saturn, every game worth having in that library is like at least $100, and it's stupid. expensive. But you can go get the Japanese version for $20. Like it's very.
That goes a lot with old, like I would say that gen of games, like from any, like a lot of games from like 1990 to like 95, 96, right before like N64 and stuff like that. They're stupid expensive. So everything on like a Sega CD, everything on like SNES are just dumb expensive.
Yeah.
Like simple example is fucking Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, that's the most expensive I think on Saturn. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It just
I was
Just coming back.
I'm so mad. Snatcher is
Yeah.
getting re-released
on the Jaguar.
On
Wait, no,
the-
the Turbo.
on the
TurboGrafx.
TurboGrafx Mini
Yeah.
The Japanese version.
in Japanese. And I was like, really? The one time you guys re-released this game?
But you
It's
know
in
what?
Japanese?
But yeah, but it's a game that it's not even worth it because a lot of that game is reading.
Yeah, and they're too scared to re-release in English because Blade Runner's a thing. And Konami doesn't want to get sued.
But I mean, you know how easy those things are probably going to be hackable?
Yeah.
Just like every other classic console?
Much like the PlayStation Classic, I'm sure you'll
And
be
the
throwing
Super
ROMs on
Nintendo
it.
Classic
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
NES
But I don't know
Classic.
how much more bad it could be for Snatcher, if
I mean,
because
didn't
now we're getting
Snatcher-
Cyberpunk.
Didn't that also get like a PlayStation port?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it was on TurboGrafx originally, and then the Sega Saturn port I think was kind of the big version. Saturn or CD? I don't remember.
CD. I think it's
Sega CD.
One of those two, I
And
don't
then
remember.
there was a PlayStation port as well. But
So
the only US version I think is the Sega CD version, which is like $400.
There's only
It's
one.
stupid expensive.
That's why you borrow it from your friend.
Yeah, I can find
Who
it.
here
The
has
internet?
friends?
No,
Thomas?
just you borrow it from your friend, who you happen to know on the internet,
None of us have friends.
and then you give it back.
Yeah, for starters, bold of you to assume any of us have friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Japan,
Fire
Fire
in Kyoto.
Fire in
Yeah,
Kyoto.
Sega CD. I was right.
If I'm correct, if you've been living under a rock or you haven't heard, the Kyoto Animation Studio has been burned down.
Responsible for a lot of anime.
Arson.
Yes, yeah.
33 deaths confirmed, I believe.
Confirmed.
Mhm.
Which I believe someone's gonna have to fact check me on this. I believe it's like one of the, if not the most like the highest mass murder count in Japan since World War II.
Oh wow.
Like that's how big this event is.
Yeah.
See, that's
yeah.
just a weekend in America.
That's
just a day.
Yeah.
That's just another
That's,
day.
that's, that's just a weekend in Chicago.
That's
Yeah.
that's a single school
That's-
shooting.
But I mean,
Yeah,
the fact that
Jesus,
Japan has
though.
gone,
That long
Well,
ago.
they're
70, 80 years.
Well, they're civilized, unlike
Yeah,
us.
right.
But yeah,
So-
and I'm pretty sure the stories are gonna come up, and it will just like, of course, I feel bad, but like, it's probably led because of like how badly the anime industry is treated over there.
Well, the anime industry. If you do serious history, if you're big into anime but you don't know how the industry works, do some research on how the anime industry works. It's terrible.
Yeah.
The working conditions are not great for many animation studios. Most animators get paid dirt cheap, but they do it because they love it. They do it for the passion. This certainly doesn't help that
See,
whole
that's
situation.
why you just never love anything.
If you just don't love anything, you'll never be heartbroken. Lessons with VGX7. The more you know.
No, but like they're saying that it was like a disgruntled ex-employee, but that's not
Yeah,
been
I've heard
Supposedly,
that.
what I've heard, the story I've heard is he believed the studio had stolen work from him or plagiarized his work in some way.
So you're gonna kill your
And that
Oof.
was what?
oof, big oof.
Hot take. Big
Hot-
oof.
Big oof! You heard it here first from Jessica.
You're gonna fucking
Hey,
kill
33
everybody
people
else
died.
because
It's a
of that?
tragedy for a
Oof.
whole country. Oof.
Kyoto Fire.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oof.
Big oof.
Well, I mean, just,
I didn't think I'd ever say this to you.
that's
I know
too
you're not
much.
Nicole, but be better. Hi, Nicole. Happy birthday, by the way. If you're
Happy
watching
birthday,
this.
Nicole. I miss you.
Nicole, I miss you. Come back. Really. I'm lonely. Anyway. What's been going on? It's been 4 weeks.
Oh my
we
gosh.
recorded 3 weeks ago, and good old Windows 10 in the middle of recording said, "Hey,
No.
time for an update."
Yep.
Bye.
And we thought we had lost it at that point. I was like, "Forget it, we're done." When we finally made it back here today, we booted up the laptop, turned it up Audacity, and Audacity was like, "Hey, here's that recording you were in the middle of." So that'll be a special treat for you if you make it past
Patrons.
this.
Yeah.
At the end of this podcast, I'll tag on the lost episode.
But there will
It'll be audio only.
Yeah, no
Oh, yeah.
video, just strictly audio.
But that was a recording that we had planned.
It was a good one too.
It was a good one.
Can we
What
do
was
the
the brownie
slideshow of
cast?
us?
It was the brownie cast where I let the world know that Jessica does not like cookie cake.
I like cookie cake. It's overrated.
It's not though.
And Hunter had a fan.
And
Hunter, yeah.
You had a fan.
Oh no, that was also the
Oh
episode.
yeah.
My friends think you're cool.
Yo, Jessica, you're the best friends in the world. I don't know who
Oh yeah,
they
his
are,
name was it
but they're
Chris?
amazing.
There's Chris and Michael. They both.
Chris
think
and
you're cool.
Michael, guess what? You're getting a free T-shirt. I don't know if
I
you
told him. I told
Yeah,
him.
you told them
Now
that.
it's podcast official.
Remember,
You're getting a free
I
T-shirt.
accidentally texted you. When I meant to message Chris, I was like,
Oh yeah.
Hunter
So like
says you get a
I
free
tell
shirt.
her, I text her and I go, "Hey, yeah, let him know. I'll send him a shirt." And then she immediately texts me and goes, "Hey, he said you can have a
Yeah, free
shirt."
shirt.
And I was like, "Jessica, you're talking to me still." She was like, "Oh, my bad."
You can still get a shirt though.
This is why I'll be like, I'll take a shirt. I'll take a
Yeah,
free shirt.
I mean,
Last time we
free
made
shirt.
shirts, I gave them all away and forgot to keep them for myself. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do deserve a free shirt at this point.
I'm gonna give you my shirt.
Okay, maybe.
I gotta find it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can find
My
the
shirt's
Frost
at
Gaming
Ian's
shirt.
house.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so-
I just found it.
I
Especially-
yesterday.
specifically made these shirts before MetroCon because I wanted the team to proudly sport the VGX7
Okay, but I normally go in
logo
cosplay.
At MetroCon.
at MetroCon,
Nobody went.
and guess who
I didn't-
forgot their shirt at someone's house?
All right,
And guess
I
who
also-
didn't go?
I was sick.
Well,
Yeah,
also
I
didn't.
mean,
Planning on
okay.
going.
You know I normally go in cosplay.
Planning on going. Oof.
Oof.
I mean, to be fair, I
This year I did not go in cosplay.
because money.
I was really close to
I
going
could have.
cosplay
I
that
had
day.
like 5 cosplay store and I didn't want to
So
dress
I
up.
have a great cosplay plan. I've talked about it to you guys.
Is it
but-
Yeah.
Well, I could improve Space Dandy, but I want to basically build, and I'm surprised I haven't found one. So I'm starting to think it hasn't actually been done yet. But I just want to cosplay a giant can of deodorant and go around with a basket of deodorant.
What
and be
kind of
a-
deodorant though? Old Spice?
Axe.
Maybe. I'll be like, hey, remember, showers are sexy, but this is your friend too, and just hand them out.
Yeah,
to
you
people.
just buy the little travel size.
Yeah,
deodorants. Oh,
just hand those out.
Everyone will
that's
take a
what I wanna do.
picture.
But I can't find a deodorant costume. We're gonna have to get creative and make.
Maybe
it.
make one. I
gonna have
make
to
all
make
my
it.
cosplays.
All you need is cardboard.
I want to be
Yeah,
an
that's
inflatable
Yeah,
man.
it doesn't sound honestly that hard to make.
Ah, I'm sure it's not. I've just never.
It just takes
Then
time.
I'll
and
make
creative.
it. I
Hang
make
on,
stuff
you know
all the
what?
time.
Jessica's gonna
I
make it.
probably shouldn't be doing this while we're recording.
Probably
But
shouldn't. What are you going to do?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna look up an Old Spice
You're making-
costume.
No, we're good.
You're
We're
making
good.
me very nervous.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
have a phone for that.
Oh, true.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
All right, I have a computer in my pocket.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway,
phones.
in more gaming-related news, the Nintendo Switch Lite is coming out for you
But
3DS lovers who still have not jumped ship and accepted the fact that the 3DS needs to die.
Please.
Don't
It's
talk about Reggie like
2019.
that.
Buy a Switch.
how can it be called a Switch if you can't switch?
Now, I will admit that is kind of an interesting thing that the whole name is based around. Hey, it has two functions, and this is like, well, it only has one function. It's not a real Switch.
But
more-
it's a Switch Lite. But you can't switch.
Yes,
Right.
I know.
So
I,
it's a Wii U.
it's
Well,
it's kind of.
Well, added to that, we're actually getting an updated version of the Switch with more battery
yes.
life.
So here's what was funny. The Switch Lite was sort of the big announcement that they made a big deal about with the video and everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, so the Switch Lite, for those of you not in the know, $200 compared to the $299 for the normal.
Basically,
Switch.
the price of a 3DS.
Basically the price of a 3. It's $200. It is one cohesive unit, so the Joy-Cons are tied to the system. It's one unit. You can't detach them. It does not dock to.
It looks like
TV.
it looks like a Game Gear.
Yeah, it doesn't dock to the TV. It's portable only. Slightly smaller, more compact design, with slightly better battery life, about 30 minutes. Not a big deal.
But you get the pretty skin colors.
But you get the pretty colors. It
So-
comes in teal, gray, and yellow.
And Pokemon,
And Pokemon, if you get the Pokemon edition.
which that
What
game
color is that,
still-
Pokemon?
The more you
Which,
see
by the
of
way,
it
y'all gotta
is
stop
not
complaining
looking
about that.
good.
You know you're gonna buy it.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
Hear any more
Not only
complaints
that-
about Pokemon?
People complain about the Switch Lite too.
What's it look like?
It's not for you. It's literally for the people who already don't have a Switch.
Pro. I want this Pro Switch.
But no, Game Freak,
Yeah,
they made
okay.
the models of Sun and Moon to be future-proof. They made those HD models. That's why Sun and Moon ran terribly. And they're like, no, we got to make new models now because of the whole new thing.
And people were complaining too.
new,
so
mechanic.
the Switch Lite, that was sort of the big announcement with the big video and everything. Everyone was freaking out. And then it was like, hey, new Switch Lite, new Switch Lite. And then like a day later, they were like, also we have a new Switch coming out in August. Okay.
Yeah, it was
And
really
that was pretty,
quiet.
like it was very like there was no. I don't know if there. I don't think there was a video about it. I don't think.
no,
there
there
was
wasn't. All I saw was an article saying, "Hey, this one has more battery life."
By the way,
Look, deodorant.
oh, there you go.
Oh,
I
I
gotta
mean, it's
get
not a
that.
stick of deodorant,
Hell
but you know,
yeah.
I gotta
it's
get. I gotta
deodorant
get
spray.
that. I gotta get that. But it,
$576.
it's the
Oh,
same
God.
price. Not worth it anymore.
No.
Not
We'll
for the
make one.
gag. It's the same price as the standard Switch. They're not changing the name. They're not changing the style. It's literally going to just have a better battery inside of it.
But how much is it?
4 to 9 hours instead of the 3
3
to
to 6.
7 or 3 to
Yeah.
6. It's a better battery. I still think it could go beyond that.
But they're not fixing the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, so the Joy-Con drift thing is sort of the other big issue. I personally play in dock almost exclusively, so I have
I'm the
not dealt
opposite.
with
I
this.
almost exclusively played
Then
handheld.
wouldn't you, like, if you're playing dock, wouldn't you notice the drift? if you're
No,
playing
because I
with
use the
Joy-Con?
Pro controller.
Oh. well,
I use the Pro controller for almost everything.
Yeah, see, I play with the Joy-Con.
I never
for
use the
dock,
Joy-Con.
and, like,
No, Joy-Cons
occasionally I'll
suck.
get a drift. It's so minute.
I
like,
day one Breath of the Wild, I put those Joy-Cons in that little holder grip, and I'm like, this
See, that's
is not
fine
gonna
with me.
work.
That-
This
that-
is
that's
not.
fine
I
with me.
played.
No, I've got a Wii U.
I played most of Breath of the Wild with the
Well,
I could. I
with the grip.
I played it for an hour, and I was like,
I can't do
this
that.
sucks.
I don't have any problem
No.
with
And I
it.
immediately ordered the Pro controller and was like, I have to. And then
Oh, sorry.
I've never gone back.
Like, it's not bad.
I can't get used to it. It feels it's too cluttered. It's too tight.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about this in 2019, but
But it's
Uh,
important.
it is. I guess they should fix it, honestly. But people are like, oh, I've been ripped off. They've made a new, better Switch, and I bought mine day one. I'm like, you can get ripped off. You still got a great console with great games.
Right.
You've loved it this whole time. Companies update their tech and their hardware.
It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing.
I mean,
and
look at Xbox.
Get over yourself.
people are just like, I got ripped off because I bought the original. I'm like, you didn't get ripped off. You got a great deal. There's nothing wrong with the original Switch. Well, okay. From a day-to-day functionality perspective, there's nothing wrong with the original Switch. It has its faults, sure, but it's not a broken piece of hardware by any means necessary.
I enjoy it more than
that
I
is a
did my
terrible
Xbox.
purchase. Right. I mean, so it's fine. If you own a day one Switch, you're fine.
And pretty much,
Trust
I spent more time playing Breath of the Wild than I did doing my entire experience with Xbox One.
Breath of the Wild's so good.
I don't know why that little rant just reminded me. I showed Miles last night some Stephen A. Smith videos,
Who?
and he was just like, he could be making up all this information, and I wouldn't know it. And like I showed him like the video where he's talking about the New York Knicks getting the number 3
Yeah.
draft. Sorry, here's the 2 seconds of sports talk you'll ever
Okay.
hear me talk. And he was like, "What's he so mad about?" I'm like, "He's mad about the NBA draft." And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
No, yeah, I was talking to my brother because he was watching me. He's like, "Watch, I'm gonna play any video because he always starts with the other person starts the debate, and then he always goes with, all right, so this is why you're wrong. Reason number 1, every single time." The dude is just straight savage.
I'm
Like,
showing
all
him
right,
all
this is
these
why you're wrong.
rants, and Miles was like, he could be making up all this information, and I would have no idea. But anyway, so Switch Lite coming, new Switch coming as well in August. Switch Lite is September, I believe. That sound right?
I don't know.
That sound
Sometime.
familiar?
It's September, October.
I'm moving
I
in
think it was-
September.
Switch Lite September, updated battery switch
Area
in
51
August.
September.
Oh hell yeah!
The
Who's got the
internet
plane
has decided
tickets?
to raid Area 51.
It's
You
gonna
guys
be
got
a
your tickets?
massacre.
Oh damn.
You have tickets?
So the Area 51 raid?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you, Thomas?
No,
I got my
I
first
bought you a
living.
ticket.
I got my
I
first
have
class.
my, I have my
first class
I
plane
have my
ticket.
I have my fourth Hokage.
Yeah, I got a. I got.
See,
a
I like
hotel room
living.
booked.
I'm just gonna let
got my-
Darwinism work in effect right there.
All right, the aliens are gonna win.
Yeah, really.
No, they're the ones we're
See,
trying to save.
Right,
You're mad.
yeah,
You're
the
gonna be
aliens are gonna
mad when I'm
prevail.
flying
We're trying to
around
get 'em
your
out of
house
here.
We're
in
gonna
my
be good.
ghost. When I'm doing
You're
donuts.
gonna find the stand arrow inside there and stab yourself with
when
it.
I'm doing donuts in front of your driveway.
I
with a
saw
Halo
Detective
ghost.
Pikachu. I know how to get the aliens out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but
You
like,
let the
how
Pokemon
many
out.
other people are gonna die before you get into Area
It's
51?
irrelevant.
They
We're
can't
gonna have
shoot us
the
all down.
aliens. Yeah.
Have you seen big fucking bullets?
I promise you. I promise you.
I've had a gun pointed to my face more than once. All right. I could.
Go on. I think.
We're gonna be fine. That's it. Don't look so shocked. Let's move on.
So video games.
Video games.
Those are fun.
I like those.
Coming soon, Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Fire
come-
Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
I'm actually
comes out
excited.
next week.
Yeah.
You mean
exactly.
Persona?
Woo.
Fire Emblem Persona, 3 Houses.
Persona.
Persona.
It looks
Uh,
very
That's really the
Persona.
one I've been probably the most excited
Apparently, a single house playthrough
80 hours.
takes 80 hours.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
A single house playthrough takes 80 hours. You have 3 houses. So
for. It's not gonna be that big of a difference between the houses.
I'm sure it's virtually almost the exact same thing.
But I
minus some
bet you
dialogue.
if you complete all 3, you're gonna get something new. Like you're gonna get like
the
true
commitment
ending.
you need to do that.
You get the true ending route or some shit.
I don't know. I'll admit, Fire Emblem, I can say is a great series. It is not for me.
Oh, I love Fire Emblem.
I'm not good at
that's
those
the same.
types of games.
That's me.
I know
with,
you're good at everything.
I'm not.
What's it called with Souls games?
oh, I love.
I
this
love
game.
Souls game, but I just
Not for
can't.
you.
I
Yeah.
I
can't.
love what they're doing with this new one. How they're trying to incentivize people to not play on casual to be fucking babies. Now they have like the whole rewind time mechanic, so like you can go back a little bit. So like if somebody dies, you can go back a couple turns.
Like Life is Strange.
Kind of.
I've been playing Super Mario Maker,
Hell yeah.
which I got a great deal, by the way. Go visit your local Walmart and see if they screw up for you like they did for me.
Oh, what
Yeah, you
happened?
saved $20.
It was placed in like a $49.97 thing,
Oh.
and she rung it up at 64, and I was like, "That said it was 49." She goes, "Oh, let me go check." And she came back, and she's like,
No,
"Oh."
she run it as the $69 version.
Yeah, because so basically for $49 I got the game and the year voucher for Switch.
Oh,
online.
neat.
So, but she was like, "Oh, they were all in the wrong spot." She's like, "I'll give it to you."
I noticed like a lot of Switch games at Walmart for whatever reason, like $50.
Yeah,
You'll
and
get
if
that.
they're not supposed to be there, but you tell them like, "Hey, I found it over there," they'll give it to you for that price.
Go.
Cause like I saw like Zelda Breath of the Wild. I saw like a lot of first parts. Like
Hyrule-
usually those are
I
all.
almost
60.
nabbed Hyrule Warriors.
Ah!
I might still have Hyrule Warriors, honestly.
I have it on Wii U. but-
Oh,
I played it on
yeah.
the Wii U. I want to get the Switch version, but
Yeah,
money-
I got
it's
mad
too-
because
it's
I totally
too expensive.
forgot.
the problem I had on the Wii U was I had an external hard drive attached,
It's not even about
and
that.
I guess the matches would take so long that the drive would stop spinning.
Mm.
And so then when it was time for the level to like speak to the hard drive and go, "Hey, time to like save, he beat this level," the hard drive wouldn't spin fast enough, and the game would just go, "Sorry, there was an error," and I'd have to restart like the whole level. Like that happened countless times.
In the words of what Jessica said earlier, big oof.
Big oof.
Big oof.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I put so many hours in that game, more than I should have had to.
That's rough, buddy.
Very rough.
Wendy's, thank you. Wendy's
Spicy nuggets are coming back to Wendy's. Is that what we're talking
For
about?
how long?
put on their Twitter like codes for the
Oh,
levels.
yeah, they have their own Mario Maker
Yo,
world.
I don't
Mario
know if
Maker
you saw
2
my
is so much
Twitter.
fun. Like every
They have
night I
their
turn it on
own-
and there's new levels. Is so much fun.
Wendy's got their own.
Nintendo, fix your internet. Please.
Nah, that's funny.
Just
Please,
download
it
more
runs
RAM.
at 2
Funny.
frames a second, and that's not even an exaggeration.
That's
Half the levels
funny.
will run at 2 frames a second.
They don't even have a virtual console.
They don't even have a virtual console, but please, Nintendo, fix your internet.
Nah,
begging.
that's funny. They don't know.
That's
what
one of the main
internet
reasons
is.
I stopped playing Smash Ultimate is because the internet's just bad.
And can we talk about the friends list on Switch and how useless it is?
I don't have friends.
With the exception of Super Smash Brothers,
Because you can't
Ultimate.
message anybody or like.
With the exception of Smash Ultimate, the only thing you can do with a friends list is see what your friends are playing. You
Also,
can't
you
join
want-
them in any
you
games.
you can't message them. You can't invite them.
do anything with them.
You want to chat with your friends?
You got to use an app.
You gotta use your phone.
The friends list on Switch serves no purpose. I'm pretty convinced of this. It serves no purpose.
You know, yeah.
How they don't have that better integrated by now is beyond me.
No, I
How
agree.
you can't immediately see the levels your friends are playing or the courses that they've made or invite them for a multiplayer session. I don't get. I know part of Nintendo's creed has always been local multiplayer. They want to encourage you to get with your friends and play, but I don't know.
No, fuck that.
Go home then. Why are
Yeah.
you here?
Fuck interacting with people. Internet.
Same.
Yeah, I
Said the
don't
man
have
on a
friends.
podcast.
Exactly.
Anyway,
We're on the internet right now. Like right now.
looking at the
Luigi's Mansion got a.
Luigi's Mansion 3
Halloween.
coming out
Halloween.
on the spooky October 31st. Very appropriate. Easy to remember.
Spooky.
You still think it's gonna be?
I'm
Game of
so
the Year?
excited.
Look, when I said this could very well be Game of the Year, I meant it could very well be Game of the Year contender. I'm not saying, it's a clear winner
I don't even
to
think
be
it-
Game of the Year.
I-
But I
as-
absolutely think it will be a contender.
I'm excited.
I think it's that much worthy. It
You ready
looks
for
that good.
Luigi?
I am so excited for
Luigi
Luigi.
tastes like coffee.
I will die for him.
Yeah, that's what the director said.
Tastes like I love coffee.
Egad spilt his coffee on like ghost essence, and that's what brought Luigi to life.
I thought Luigi was made of like Luigi's cum or some shit.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Thomas!
Thomas. E-rated, please.
Goo.
This podcast is rated
Easy.
E for everyone. Now it's E10.
Okay, so Luigi's made out of Starbucks.
Basically, like he
That's
spilled
so
his
cute.
coffee on ghost essence, and then it like just became Luigi.
I love the smell of coffee, even though I can't smell.
So he might taste like Luigi. And then the director was like, "Oh, maybe Luigi could have his own spin-off game someday. I don't know."
I would die.
So it's not out there.
Hey, remember
Luigi's
Paper
Mansion
Mario?
3.5, Luigi's Adventure.
Remember Paper Mario?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the new Paper Mario game?
It-
What about
they-
Mario and Luigi?
Well, they've made.
They've been remaking Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, what about a new one on the Switch?
That'd be great.
New Paper Mario.
I want a new Paper Mario, but I don't at the same time because
Not no sticker
because
bullshit.
the direction the series has taken.
Not no sticker
Paper
bullshit.
Mario, Thousand Year Door, and the original Paper Mario N64 are perfect games in my opinion.
The Wii one was pretty
they
good.
are incredible. Super Paper Mario, good, not great. And ever since then, it's just been downhill.
Sticker Star was
Sticker Star was
crap.
the worst.
It was pretty.
Sticker Stars want to start going bad.
It looks great.
Oh yeah.
It was terrible. And then what was it? Color
Because
Splash.
I enjoy Super Paper Mario.
It's good.
It's got
It's not Thousand Year Doors. Dude. 'Cause I
know.
think
Thousand Year Door.
Thousand
is
Year Door is like.
top of the line.
I think it's probably my top 5 games that people just overlook as just really fucking like game of the decade worthy for me.
This is something I was talking about the other day. That
What's the name of a Luigi superhero persona from Super Paper
Mr.
Mario?
L?
Yeah, Mr. L. Mr. L's fucking great.
Mr. L is great.
I like
The
how
dialogue in Paper Mario games is
You
always
said
great.
that as you firmly grasp your
Firmly
foot.
grasp it. Firmly grasp it. This was something we talked about the other night at your place, and I thought would be good podcast discussion. And this is also sort of relevant to the Switch Lite discussion. People always complain that Nintendo needs to make stronger, faster, better hardware.
Which they have,
They did twice,
and they're the
and
least.
both times sales did not meet expectations.
Oh, you know, the
N64.
worst selling consoles are the most powerful, which is the N64 and the GameCube.
The N64 was the most powerful out of the PlayStation, the
What?
Saturn. Yeah, the N64
Really?
The PlayStation is a 32-bit console. It's not a 64-bit console. It was a
But
32-bit.
PS2, it's the best selling console of all time. But
The difference
it's
between-
it's the least powerful out of that Dreamcast, Xbox.
The
and GameCube.
N64 was more powerful than PlayStation, but where the PlayStation 1 was because it was disc. So
it had better
So
games.
it had way more storage capacity than N64. That's the reason Final Fantasy and Mega Man and all those games went from Nintendo to PlayStation, was because even though Nintendo had the strong hardware, they didn't have enough space.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Resident Evil.
Yeah, so what happened was Capcom and Square Enix were like, on your system, Nintendo, we have 4 megs to work with. On PlayStation, we have 700 megs to work with. And that's how they were able to do, like, the full motion video cutscenes from Final Fantasy VII could not have existed on the cartridge.
It's funny
on
when
N64.
they say all that, and then like, yeah, of course it took like a decade or something. But like, there are people who actually made a cartridge for N64 for Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it is technically possible, but of
So
course,
so the N64 was the most powerful system. It did not sell like hotcakes. The GameCube was the most powerful system between the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2.
and Dreamcast.
It is actually considered an industry flop because Nintendo was like, oh, this is going to sell. Everyone says, hey, Nintendo, make us the most powerful console ever. And we did. So this is going to sell like 60 million units, and it sold like 20 million.
I have
something.
2.
So by
in
industry
my
standards, the GameCube is a
damn.
flop.
Hmm.
And so to this day, they announced the Switch Lite, and people were like, why don't you make a more powerful console? Why don't you make a stronger thing? They did twice, and no one cared. So I don't know why I'm on a soapbox tonight.
And now they're making games for phones.
And now they're making this Dr. Mario World. You can fling pills on your phone. Because that's fun, I think.
I mean,
Maybe.
I played a little bit of
Anyone
it.
play it? I haven't played it.
It's Paper Mario. I mean, it's Dr.
alright.
Mario.
I wish it was Paper Mario.
It's all right.
Did you ever play Dragalia Lost?
No, I
That's really
saw
good.
it.
Like-
and-
really good.
What's
I
it
like
called? Like the first few, like at least the levels I played like 10 levels. Like they must think that people are playing this are dumb as bricks. Like they're like the easiest.
It's like one red virus. It's just like, here's
Yeah.
your red pill.
yeah, basically. The next one's like, oh, there's 2 of them.
Apparently now they just hand out PhDs to anybody in the Mushroom Kingdom because everybody's a doctor now.
Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Hey,
Might want to review their licenses.
Guigi's gonna be the next one.
I hope If
I'm-
Luigi's in it, I will spend money on that game.
I would do anything for
Notice
him.
I said
It'll feel
couldn't
weird
specify how much.
whenever he does a prostate exam on somebody.
Oof.
Would that feel
It's probably
good or feel
smooth.
bad?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's what I
probably
said.
smooth. He'd
Yeah.
probably be a good doctor.
Yeah. Thanks, Guigi.
Thank you, Luigi.
What
You're
about
the best.
Bowsette?
Not going there. Not going there.
Just goes
at-
like that. It's like, ooh, Jello shot.
And we all know it smells good, so. Like
It
coffee.
smells like coffee.
Yeah.
Tastes like coffee. Trying to think. What else we got in the local convention forecast for me? We've got Tampa Bay MegaCon. We've got LumiCon.
The hell
and
is LumiCon?
It's a new one. So this is its second year.
Yeah.
It's a smaller. It's during Halloween actually, like the weekend of. Right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Pretty cool. It's right. It's near here. It's not
Mm.
too far. But that's a cool convention. And then of course Holiday Matsuri is my favorite convention, which I will be at. Can't speak for the rest of these people.
I'll be
No, I'll be
there.
there.
You said that last year.
I'm going to work for my
Uh,
dad again. I'll be able to go.
You said that last year.
I'll probably not.
I
be there.
didn't know you.
Oh,
no.
you're talking to
I'm
me.
calling Ian out here.
He'll go.
He's like, yeah, I'll be there. He never-
I'm
he never
going.
showed
He'll
up.
go.
I'll probably not.
Dylan, if you're
Not
watching
to
this, you
do
still
that.
owe me $100 for your hotel room. Thank you.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Called him out.
I would not have said
Wow.
that.
Dylan, don't ask me if you can stay in my room this year.
I know somebody else who owes me $100, but
Oof.
I haven't bothered.
Big oof.
And you know that person too.
Ooh. Uh-oh. We'll track him down later.
That's if
I'll find him.
I can contact her.
Oh, I'll fight her.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah, there you go.
about. What else we got game-wise? Anything?
I mean, I've been
I'm
playing
sure
a
there's
lot
been
of
bunch over
14.
the past 3 weeks.
Not
There has
much
to be.
because like when it comes to the video game industry, the slowest time is literally June, July. It's just
Yeah, we're
a
sort of in the drop break.
drag.
But things are coming. We got Astral Chain.
Yes,
in
but that's
August.
that's literally at the end of August.
End of August.
we have Astro Chain. We have
Marvel
we
Ultimate
have
Alliance
we have
3 is
we have
on the horizon.
yeah. We have Control.
I keep forgetting that game exists. I don't.
Yeah,
no one
it's-
ever talks about it.
Alright.
And they're
Yeah,
like,
Next
"Hey,
week.
it's still
but
coming out."
it looks fun.
Yeah.
It
That's the thing,
does.
It looks fun.
But I forget it's there because no one ever talks about
I
it.
remember when
It
it
wasn't
fir-
at E3.
when I remember when it was first shown off. I thought when I first looking at it, I thought it was like a new Tomb Raider. But then it started doing like real like futuristic shit. I'm like, okay, never mind. This is not Lara Croft.
I miss E3.
I miss E3
I know it's
too.
been like a month and a half.
When's Gamescom?
We'll
That
go
should be
next
like
year.
August,
That's
September,
August.
right?
That's like in 2 or 3
August.
weeks.
It's always in August.
Oh, okay. And then
that's in August,
September,
and then
Who wants
October.
to
September's,
go to Germany?
Paris Game Show.
You want to go to Germany?
I'll go to Germany.
And then there's a
Get a
Tokyo
Wiener
Game
Schnitzel?
Show.
Ooh. You don't know. Paris Games Week is in October. September is Tokyo Game Show.
We might see the FF8 remaster at Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, the more rumors that are coming out about, like it might have voice acting. Physical edition might have the demo for the FF7 remake. That would be something to really help sell the game, including a demo, which is probably gonna be like the first
want
part.
Superman 64 too. Okay, is that so much to ask for?
I want another Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy's good.
Feeding
Thank you.
Frenzy.
Like I was, if we were to talk about like
Can we get-
if we're gonna do wishful thinking, like if I could get just one game to be made, just one game,
Yeah.
never get anything else I want.
Yeah.
Jack 4.
For me, it would have
That's
to
all
be
I need.
Doritos Crash Course 2. Phone call from Mr. Plankton. Anyway,
Phone call. But yeah, no, I've been playing a lot of 14 because the expansion just came out a couple weeks ago.
and now it's time for Thomas's Final Fantasy 14
God.
corner.
Okay, so
Featuring
Shadowbringers,
Thomas.
the expansion. Honestly, I can say this even though I haven't been in it yet. Might be the best Final Fantasy has been. Not the best, but like one of the best.
Go on.
Wait. Say that again. 'Cause
Like
I'm
it's
the one
up
listening.
there. Like the expansion for 14, the story might be one of the best Final Fantasy.
No,
stories.
I can't give my opinion on that because I haven't played it.
And the
I
villain,
have heard good things.
and the current villain is actually one of the best villains.
Hey, Jessica, you want to go get some chicken wings?
Dude, I fucking love chicken
Like
wings.
like
Alright,
for me,
we'll
like
go
They're one
I-
of my favorite
if
foods right now.
if
Let's
Final
go.
Fantasy 15 story would have been like better
do for my
told,
birthday
Arden
every year.
would very much be up there. It's
I
like,
Like
get chicken
imagine
wings.
the villain from
What's
from
not
14 right
And
now.
Fear It's
Imagine
by
Arden,
myself and
but better. So like almost like
Well,
same
Arden's
kinda like
good.
mode.
It's
except
just-
for this year. when I was
Arden's
at the
good. It's just he
hospital.
was left on the background and like not used as much.
Because like when you learn about the villain,
So
like
how you doing?
why he's doing what he's
Not
doing,
too
you're
bad.
like, oh, okay, you know what? I don't see any faults with you. I agree.
I pray for the audio listeners right now.
But you know, the music's great, the story's great, game's great.
No, I've heard a lot of good things. Like pretty much, I saw that like Heaven's Ward was really good. Stormblood kind of took like a step back from what I
Yeah.
see,
It,
and then
it went
and,
very
and then
full weeb.
and then Stormblood just fucking. I mean, not Stormblood. The new one just like went back to what it was, and it was better than the other ones.
Yeah, and they just got the first raid came out, Eden, which has
cold in here
from
today.
a couple stuff from Final Fantasy VIII. It's got some music from
Little
FF8.
Hmm.
And then September or October we should get the next raid, which is Nier Automata, and the next part of the story.
I would like to point out we're about 40 minutes into this thing, and
Oh
I
my
just
God, that went
noticed that
quick.
Thomas is barefoot.
Oh yeah, no,
I
because
literally just mentioned about when he were talking
there's
about
actually a good reason why I'm barefoot this
Oh
time
God,
though.
why?
What?
There's a
What,
reason?
what could
All right.
possibly be a good reason?
So last night I was walking my dog in sandals, and it was thunder and lightning.
What,
We're
your
about
bone spur kick up and flare?
No. So I'm about to let him back inside. So I take him off the leash, doors open. He just runs around the complex. So I'm chasing him in my bare feet now because I'm not gonna run around in sandals. So I'm running on the gravel and everything on my bare feet.
Thomas, your face is
So
also now
why-
owned by the Russians.
Don't you have
Oh, yeah,
shoes
no,
on
I'm fine
now?
with
That.
that.
was last night.
I'm fine with that, he says.
Comrade.
Did you see he used the stupid face app thing to make
Yeah.
himself look old?
Did you?
I did.
So his
Wow.
face is now owned by the Russians.
Yeah.
Check to see how we all look old.
No, I deleted that app.
Damn.
You can download it and
I
become
don't want to
Russian.
I don't
download
want
the
the
app.
Russian.
And my phone's all fucked.
You
so-
don't have nothing to be afraid of, right?
Mark Zuckerberg's already in my phone.
Let
It
us
doesn't
be
matter.
comrades together, comrade. Comrade, let's drink.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Prostoiska!
Very, very uncomfortable.
Back to video games.
Back to things that matter.
But yeah, that's
Oh, I have a video to show you guys after this.
I don't
that's.
know.
God.
But yeah, those are the main games in August. September we get Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 is coming.
Oh,
baby.
yeah. They had a new trailer.
We
Like
got-
Gears 3?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or Gears 5?
I thought Gears 5 was like in August.
I don't know.
August, September. I don't
August, September. It's around there.
know. Link's,
If you care, you know it by now.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
I think Borderlands 3 comes out like in the middle of September. Link's Awakening, I think, is like at the end of September.
Okay.
And then we get our usual October, November games, which there's not like a super standout other than like Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And I don't mean and by super standout, like if we actually knew what the game played like, then it would definitely be a super standout. Oh my god. That was when you guys went, eh.
Sorry, audio listeners.
That's the first thing I saw. I'm like, geez. But yeah,
We'll get our crap together someday, I promise.
what's the thing? Like we have like
We really won't.
what's it called? From recent years, the big before it was like if we were like ask us like 3 years ago or 4. When somebody says one of the like the big games coming out, always October, November. Now it's like February,
Dude,
March.
I can't wait for March.
What's March?
Final Fantasy.
Like everything good comes out.
I just said that because you're here. That's why.
Final Fantasy.
Can we talk about? I saw a poll.
I'm already spending $450 on that
poll
game.
that Destructoid put out. They were like, "What game are you more excited for? Final Fantasy VII Remake or Death Stranding?"
Oh wait, is Cyberpunk also coming out in March?
And Death Stranding won, and I wanted to hang
What?
myself.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I assume
No,
they
no,
would
no,
get
no,
like
no.
20.
No, hang on.
Okay,
No,
not to be fair.
No,
Okay,
no,
at least with Final Fantasy 7, we know what we're playing. We know what we're buying.
What the heck is Death Stranding?
more people, I'm sure, see Norman Reedus and they're like, "Oh my God, that's Norman Reedus. I know Norman Reedus."
Okay, but Final Fantasy 7?
I feel like most people. who
Okay,
talk like that probably
you
don't
can
know.
say that, but
One of the
by
best games
now,
ever?
most people know what a cloud strife is.
A who?
Don't talk to my husband like that.
You talk about the stuff in the sky?
Strife? The thing I go through daily in life?
Up in the clouds.
You talk about lightning?
No.
When I had pink hair, I was
The
told
next,
I looked
the next
like her.
character's going to be Thunder.
Well, you already had cloud,
Yeah.
squall, lightning.
Yeah, the next one's going to be Thunder. Oh, that's gross.
Shut up.
Save it for the Patreon subscribers. Which, by the way, if you go to patreon.com/VGX7, you can support this podcast and shows like Ultimate Gaming and other future endeavors.
And
Please,
his feet.
please, we need money.
And Thomas's feet. Because apparently,
I need shoes.
help this boy get some new shoes.
You want feet pics?
You want feet pics? We got them.
You want
Unfortunately.
gamer girl sweat?
Yeah, it's for you to find out and guess.
Dude, I'll give you bath
I can
water.
pretty up my feet.
Jessica will give you bath water.
It might not be my bath water, but
It
it'll
may-
be bath water.
It might be
It'll be-
Thomas's bath water.
Yeah, it'll just be Thomas's water from getting a
But
pedicure.
it'll have bath bomb in it,
You
so at least
wipe,
it's
right?
pretty.
Oh my god.
Why are you making googly eyes at the camera like that? You're scaring the two viewers. Stop it.
Bath
Yeah,
water.
Chris and Michael, stop watching.
Chris and Michael just turned it off. They're like, I don't want to see this anymore. They're like, I'm glad I don't pay for this. 'cause
Brianna,
if
to
I
answer
did,
your
I want a
question.
refund."
To answer your question. No.
Okay, so he doesn't wipe.
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
not using Thomas's bath water.
No more bath
Yeah,
water.
this is not as bad as like that one dude I told you who wore the same pants for 3 months without before washing.
Oh, what the
my
fuck?
God.
Yeah, he went to my high school. I'm not gonna say his name, but
I'm gonna call him Pants
Yeah.
McGee. That's his new name.
Were they like hard?
I
Like,
feel
were they
physically
let's just
ill.
say if there's somebody I want you to meet, it's
I just
him.
always feel that way.
Can you get that like musk
Can we get
smell?
Pants McGee on the
God,
podcast?
no,
So I can interview him and
please.
be like, so I hear you really like your pants.
But we do like the blacked out. Yeah, so.
Well, here's the thing, the way he
spent 3 months
talks,
in my same pair of
like the way he
pants.
talks and
I
everything,
also never
I don't know
changed
how
my
much we would get
underwear.
out of him.
Mm.
He's like, okay, he has his moments of like just spur out, but the only thing is he's like Thomas. He sometimes might say things that should not be said.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
cool.
I want
No.
Thomas and that guy
Yes,
to fight
I-
to the death.
I just wanted, honestly, I just wanted to make a baby.
Oh.
I just want them like if they're both
Hey.
to make a baby.
How you doing?
I'm pretty sure that's when the
Is
Antichrist.
that how you
comes in.
wink?
Do you not know how to wink?
You're blinking.
I wouldn't put it past you if you actually didn't know how to wink.
Yeah, I know how to wink. Of course.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then wink. Wow, he just blinked at me. Can you not wink?
That's like me and whistling.
Thomas? Can you not wink? Please tell me this is a bit. You got to prep to blink?
To blink?
How
To
do you play
wink.
video
Well, apparently he
games?
hasn't prepped to wear shoes too.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, it was from
And a
fucking
few dollars.
last night.
Oh,
Is
okay.
this running the family?
Thomas, wink at me.
Thomas, are you one of those people that
Oh
whenever
my gosh, you really can't wink.
Thomas,
I can wink.
are you one of those people that whenever you
Kind of, sort of, but it's just
I ca-
creepy
I can
seeing
see-
it. It's
I
kinda,
can see him
it's
being the
disturbing.
person that
Am
whenever
I
he
winking?
gets
Oh god.
where he goes to put on clothes, he'll go like sock then shoe, sock then shoe.
Oh no, no.
Or like, oh, I'm gonna put my pants on and just goes both feet at the
He
same
like
time.
jumps into them.
That's a skill if you can do
You put
that.
your milk in the bowl and then the cereal.
No,
Okay.
that's a waste of cereal.
I know people who do that. His name-
Oh, they're the worst.
No,
Yeah,
no.
his
There's
name's
actually
Valdemar.
someone that'll pour cereal in one bowl, milk in another bowl,
No.
then
it's-
pour the cereal. Yeah.
It's milk, then cereal, then bowl. In that
Yes.
order. That's
In that order.
that's how the real connoisseurs.
Wait, you
All
don't
right,
do
so-
spoon first?
Spoon, cereal, milk.
Do you do-
Uh,
do you do
spoon,
the
I
milk,
use a spoon, I use a
cereal
fork.
bowl.
Do you do the ice or the water
Yeah.
first?
No, I use a fork with mine.
You're just like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been using a steak knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's much easier.
I
Pick
use
up materials.
chopsticks.
Yeah.
or you just use forky.
Forky. This
You
fork.
can build your own forky now for $20. Disney is selling build your own forky.
Or you could just go to
You're
the dollar
literally
store
just
and spend
buying
a
a
few
yeah,
fucking
bucks.
you could go to
spork.
dollar
Just go to your local Home Depot and.
Wait, why are you going to Home Depot to build a forky?
Just
'Cause I
go to
get- I
your
get the
local
industrial
elementary
strength
school.
forky.
You get a
That way he
spork,
can't kill
you get a
himself?
fucking
Exactly.
pipe
That way
cleaner, and
he's-
you're good.
Yeah, he's unbreakable.
Oh.
Like
Like
we
Bruce
like
do.
Willis.
There
like
are
a steel
Forky
fork.
Pops.
Like a what?
Forky Pops, like the pop
That
figures.
sounds adorable.
They're making
kinda
a
See,
cute.
forky.
look.
No, they've
Look at
had
that
them. They've
shit.
had them
Yeah, I
since
know, it's like
before the
30
movie
bucks.
came out.
Build
yeah.
your own fucking forky.
When are we going to Disney?
I thought we were going next week.
Oh, we're going next week?
No, we're not.
Yeah, let's go next week. Let's go next week.
No, my pass has summer blocked out. Because why would I go to a theme park in summer? It's fucking hot.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
Florida.
All right, so
the only thing we should be going to during this time is a water park.
I've actually never been to a water park.
they're
They're
fun.
my
Let's
favorite.
go to
I-
Adventure Island.
I like
would-
advent-
I would-
when are
I
we going
would
to Adventure
always-
Island?
I would, if you were to pick, like, if you were to give me one water park and every other amusement park ever in the world, I would pick that one water park.
All right, we're going to Adventure Island next week.
Hell yeah.
The joke is, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be.
Ian's going to be out of town next week.
I'm gonna be out of this country.
And so the podcast will go on.
Kind of out of the country.
No, that's
no,
not
it's,
how this
I-
works.
He's going to be out of the country.
He's going to be out of the country.
Kind of.
Honey, no.
out
dude,
of
I'm gonna
He's
be like
out of
two,
the
I'm gonna be like
country.
2,000 miles away.
He's out of the country.
I mean, is he though?
What do you mean?
Because I mean, Puerto Rico is part of America.
It's out of the country though. It's not the country. It's not the U.S.
But I mean, are you, if you go to Hawaii, are you saying, "Oh, I'm out of the country"?
No, you're out of the
Well-
48, but you're still in the country.
So-
Right?
We're not. A, s-
Oh
no,
my
we're not even
God.
a state. We're just a Commonwealth. They
Now
just
I'm down,
own
now
us.
I'm Thomas is like glaring me down
It's
with
still,
such
it's still
confidence.
technically part of the country, though.
You're still in the country. You're still in the U.S.
Because you don't need a passport.
In Hawaii.
No, I'm talking about Puerto Rico.
That's not the country. That's different. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
So
Depending
Well,
on
well-
who you ask.
No, it's its own country.
Depending on who you.
We're just owned by U.S.
Who you asking, Thomas?
You want to ask an actual Puerto Rican or?
You want to ask the authority on this?
I mean,
or
I was gonna say ask a government people, but don't
Well,
ask the president.
ask
Ooh.
a government people.
I was like,
said.
okay, first.
Ask
well,
the
Don't-
people of
the
Puerto
president
Rico
doesn't know
rioting in the
shit.
streets.
Don't
yeah.
ask the fucking president, though. He
Don't
doesn't
ask
know.
the president. Yeah.
No, apparently, according to the president, we're Mexicans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all Mexico.
Apparently.
Cuba's Mexico. Bahamas is Mexico. Brazil's Mexico.
I had fun when I was in the Bahamas.
I would love to go to the Bahamas.
It's nice. I wasn't allowed to be by myself though.
I've been there twice.
I want
Oh, they're right.
to thank you all for watching this week's episode of Everything You Want, Nothing You Need. I hope you learned a little geography and
We learned that Thomas
maybe a little
can't
bit about
wink.
video games.
Maybe video. See us. You'll see us at cons.
For those of you new from MetroCon, hi, hello, welcome. We're
Hi.
glad you're here. We do this every week,
All right, goodbye now.
and
What are you doing? Get out.
it's been
Leave.
a pleasure having you here.
Go.
in
As
our,
always.
in our little
Get out of here.
studio.
Nobody wants you.
So without
Further
any
ado.
further ado, that's usually how you intro something. I'm trying to figure out how you close it.
Undo.
This is just becoming an ASMR podcast at this point, which I'm sure half the people are uncomfortable with.
Thank you guys for watching.
This is Hudson Belly.
See you next week.
Goodbye.